any other company that I've ever been in to sponsor people in this business, to get their attention on this technology. We only talk about X39. So if you want to know how we're creating this momentum, we only talk about one product. You heard the younger folks talking about it, okay? And they were saying about how they love the fact that they don't have to talk about all these different products. So learn from what's happening. Danny, when he came in, he said, I love the fact that we're talking about one product landing page, keeping it simple. Don't lose the fact of what we're going to do to create this momentum, because the people you're talking to have jobs. They're busy. They can't learn all about all the different products. You only can zone in on one. And the hottest topic in the entire on the street is stem cells. So keep it very simple. So your goal is 20 right and 20 to left. As you're sponsoring the folks, every single personal wants to go to the far outside. You never want to put them on the inside. And I'll explain in a second. So you're putting 20 personals right, 20 personal. Can you imagine the momentum that's going to be created as your friends start opening up their back office and they see people underneath you? Ivy Moser made a comment when she came to our house. Before she even waited, she didn't even wait for the end of the open meeting or the home meeting. We were doing a home launch event, and we told her, whoever gets in first gets to the top, and you're going to benefit the sooner you make that decision. So you give them something to lose. You want to get in now. Or maybe you talk to 4 people, and before you put them in, and you got 3 people that signed up, but the 4th one was the first one you talked to, you might want to go back to them and say, hey, I got 3 people that I'm holding their applications for, I'm about to put in. If you get yourself in, we're going to have 3 people underneath you. Oh my gosh, sign me up. You see, when you give someone something to lose, you can help them make a decision. So your goal is to put 20 right and 20 left. She said she woke up after that whole meeting, there were 24 people underneath her. Okay? So this is what's about to happen as we break out of here, if you believe. Okay? If you believe this is your moment, it's going to happen. Okay? We just heard one couple said they got to the highest rank. Now again, they've been in the industry, but think about that. You still got to make the phone call them up. They got to say yes. It's not, you go do it in anything. You got your own friends in your cell phone. But the point is that people are breaking ranks right now. It wasn't like it was 3 years ago. It's right now today they're breaking ranks. There's probably somebody breaking right now a new executive, new presidential, and SPD right here. Okay, I was talking to the SPDs, and some of them are coming up to me saying, like Ricky, hey, in the next 3 weeks, we're going to be elites. You want people that are happy. If you want to be involved with a team that's making it happen right now, because then you know it's happening. So that's why you got to get home and starting the conversation. So why do you put 20 people to the far outside and not on the inside? Let's just say this is your sister, and you feel sorry for her, okay? And you got a friend, and you want to take and help him get in the business, so you want to take and bless your sister, so you put your friend there. Now, right now, you're responsible for 2 legs, one right, one left. But because you put your friend there, now I'm responsible for my friend who's underneath my sister, who you said's not going to do anything. So now I just made more work for me. I got to go build this leg underneath my friend because my sister's not going to help him, okay? So you feel sorry because you got an uncle that you really want to bless, you're going to put another friend there. Now you've got 4 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. So people think that you get in this business, you just want to throw the circles in. There's a strategy, okay? Remember, somebody was up here and said, these guys are pros. So you want to follow the people that know exactly what they're doing. This is a no-no. This isn't like just fill in the dots. You see all the pluses in that, you start putting people in. Many people get in and they do that too quickly before they counsel with their sponsor or their upline, and they make a mistake. So be careful by not just putting circles anywhere. 20 to the right, 20 to the left, always on the far outside no matter what. Make sense? Yeah. Okay, now, why do you want to go 20 right, 20 left? Because you don't want to be waiting. What do you always hear about this industry? People saying, the guy keeps calling me and bugging me and bugging me. People have said that, right? Well, when you're putting 20 right, 20 left, you're putting them in because you're waiting for the one that says, I'm ready to go manager. Instead of putting the first one in that's going to take, maybe they're not ready to go manager right now, maybe they're waiting. You heard some testimonies of people, they said they waited a year, right? Do you want to wait a year, or do you want to go find another one that's ready to go? So you just keep putting them in. I have to admit, I have a little bit of an issue on my revisits because I put so many people in. I'm waiting for you to go. Are you ready? Okay, because the revisits is telling me you're probably not ready quite yet. So it's a tough time if they're not getting in with me. You know, I mean, I follow up with them, but if they don't answer their phone after 3 times, I'm kind of already on to the next one because I'm focused on getting 20 right and 20 left. How am I going to do this, okay? You've got to have a goal, all right? Through the pro strategy that Carl and Kathy spoke about, my goal is 5 people to patch or call at least 5 people a day. Do you think that's pretty easy? I mean, now remember, you're exposing the X39 5 times. So you might not get somebody they might say no right away. So you're done. Boom, you're on to the next one. It's kind of like Rick's in real estate. So you're not going to say, hey, why don't you want to sell your house? If I don't want to sell my house, you don't go after somebody who's not looking to sell or buy a house. You don't say, why don't you want to buy a house, right? You just go to the next one. So that's the same concept you got to have here. You're going through your cell phone and your Rolodex and people on your social media. I never left messages. I did the same thing as the text on social media. I would message them to this day and I'll say, hey, here's my cell phone. I'm on to something big. Give me your cell phone. Or here, we need to talk. So I'm trying to start the interaction to see if they're interested. And many people I sponsor that way, but many people I don't. But I'm figuring out that's as many people as I can every day. I'm starting the conversation, and then I'm going to follow up, and I'm going to point to the Zooms, or like the Next Gen panel was talking about, you be your own presentation. You start putting on the presentation yourself, which you just download on This Is It Team. So 20 right, 20 left. What's some things that you're going to do? First of all, you're going to take and keep the personals outside. You want to set this as a 90 to go. What does that do? That gives you the urgency to get it done. So you want to say on your commitment card, and I hope that you've all filled out your commitment card to say, I want to get that done in 90 days, and I want to get 20 right and 20 left in the next 90 days. That creates urgency to get it done. Same thing with going senior director in 90 days. You got a goal, I got to get it done, okay? Instead of, hey, whenever it happens, it happens. You heard what Kyle was talking about, that you want to get this done as fast as you can, all right? You want to create the momentum to make it happen. So by putting 20 right, 20 left with a 90-day goal, I'm going to get this done, it's going to create excitement in your team, right? You got to have excitement on your team that they're all going to start going somewhere. So just like you, if you're here and you just signed up, July 1st, 2022, Gene and I made our very first phone call. So we had to start creating this excitement by putting 20 right, 20 left, having a sense of urgency to get it done, and that started creating excitement, which created momentum. Okay, so urgency and excitement create momentum. That's why you're doing the 20 right and 20 left. I mean, if you're going to do this sooner or later, are you ready to do it now? You got to have that kind of attitude. I want to get this thing done now. I mean, if your boss said he's going to give you $10,000, as soon as you I'm going to give you 90 days to put 20 friends right and 20 friends left, and I'm going to give you 10 grand. Would you do it? That's the kind of attitude you got to have going out of Believe Convention. You got to say, hey, I'm going all in. I'm putting 20 right, 20 left. The only thing that qualifies to talk to somebody is they got to have stem cells. They got to fog up a mirror, okay? You just start talking to anyone that's coming across your path, all right? So 20 right, 20 left. It's going to create urgency, excitement, momentum. Now, I already talked about this reason to enroll. The great thing about a binary is you have a reason to enroll. If you're putting somebody right here and they're still thinking about it, and you got 2 more you spoke to and they don't get in, and they say they want to get in, then you go back to this one before you sign them up and say, you sure you don't want to get in? I feel bad. I talked to you first. They're going to build it big. Are you sure? You get paid up to 25%. You're going to get 25% out of the income that they're generating and building in their business. You could be making $6,250 from one person. Oh my gosh, sign me up. So you start talking about putting the people in. Sorry about that. That's actually not in the comp plan, but you want to put that in because you're going to help them get to 25. The comment you want to say is you could make up to $25,000 a week for the people I'm putting underneath you. That's the correct way to say it. You can make up to $25,000 a week for the people that I'm putting underneath you. So you want to get in. and it's up to them now, all right? Usually, talk to their wife like Rick did. You know? Because she'll make the right decision, all right? Okay, so there's a reason, right? Then, take responsibility of both legs, okay? As the company is going to start rewarding, just like they're doing with the Punta Cana trip that Carrie was talking about, they're rewarding everyone to be making, to qualify. When we first started, they only let 100 people go, and you had to have a whole different way to build. It wasn't structured for builders. Now it's exactly structured for every one of us. We are taking an army to Punta Cana. Are you ready? I mean, there should be no reason we don't take all of you to Punta Cana. I mean, you gotta say, I am going to Punta Cana, right? I mean, now, if you don't have a passport, it's hard to say that. So you better get one, okay? So you got to take and say, that's what I'm gonna do. But the company now is going to start rewarding people more as they're going to implement a program through their compensation plan to award more money to the builders. The builders are going to be rewarded, okay? And they're going to be rewarded the way I'm teaching you. So, what do you want to do? You want to take responsibility of both your legs. So, maybe you're blessed that you have some of your upline has got some people underneath there, but you don't only want to ever rely just on them. You want to be putting your people right and left, okay, on the comp, especially when you have momentum. Say your upline is putting some people in, stick one of yours in between there, because then more are going to show up. When they wake up, they see more people underneath there, and they're going to get excited. That's how you take care, that's how you take advantage of this binary when there's momentum, and you're going to need to have people on both legs that are building the business. Okay? And by the way, I'm trying to help you create a long-term successful business, not just you making the money. Because if you're the only one making money, it's not solid. So an example is, we took a bunch of new people on the elite trip. Some of them couldn't make it, but they qualified to be in Bora Bora. You want to be doing that. Our goal is to bring all of you to elite, okay? We're not just here to say, hey, I'm elite and nobody else is. No, we want everybody with us. So we're giving our heart and soul to teach you how to get there, okay? So as you're building the business, you want your tree to look like this. So as you're going 20 right and 20 left, you're looking for the people that want to build. So I'm not saying that, let's say I sponsor Renita, and then I'm just going to keep going. If she's ready to go, which she was, I'm going to start helping her doing Zooms, doing meetings. I'm putting people in, she's putting people in, Scott's putting people in, and my team is putting people in. I want to see what's going on here. I'm going to help Mike and Saeed. I'm going to help this person. I'm going to help Matt and Kim. See how I'm helping people. So now I got all these people making money. You see what I'm saying? It's not just me and Gina making money. Everyone is making money. That's how you solidify your business. So you don't just go slam them in and say, Steve, I put 20 right and 20 left, and you just left everything sit there. You want to make sure you're still moving on. So I said I sponsored her and Scott, but I moved on to sponsor another person underneath her while I'm trying to help her go manager and go through the ranks. So you're taking and you're engaging your whole team into doing that. But when they see that, remember, as I take and help this person here, he sees, let's just say this is Scott and Renita, Mike and Saeed, Matt and Kim, whatever. You see all this volume happening. This person's getting credit for both of these trees, not just one. So that's very powerful what's happening underneath them. They're sitting on a lot of money as long as they go build a business, okay? So take responsibility. Too many people, okay, let me give you an example. If this is my business and I have all these people, I have managers, like they have 12 managers right and 12 left, okay? And you go to Punta Cana with me, and you've got, your leg is like this, okay? And you've got an upline that put people in, but you personally only have, talking about taking responsibility, okay? Taking responsibility, you only have one manager, okay? So when the manager goes out of qualification, then you are a manager. You with me? So if you're making $25,000 a week because you got all these people here making it happen, and you've only got the one manager, and they go out of qualification, instead of making $25,000 a week, you're making $1,500. See what I mean? So you need to understand what you're doing. Don't think you can just put grandma over here and everyone else over here. Okay? Remember what Mike says. Take a shortcut, you're shortcutting yourself. You're cutting your pay. Okay? So, especially with this kind of momentum, build it right now. Because it's like so simple. It's never been any simpler to make it happen. So build your business properly, manager after manager. Your goal should be at least 6 managers on each side. If you're serious, you want 12 managers on each side. Okay? And remember how I look at people when I sign them up. When they're in whatever leg they're in, I sponsor Mike. He sponsors 100 personals. 25% of him is 6,250. 20% of 10 people only of the 100 that go to 25,000 a week is 50 grand a week. Every one of these personal legs can mean 50 to 150 or more $1,000 per week. Because I'm not even talking the 3rd generation, and Mike just sponsored another personal. How many is he going to put in? Renita and Scott have 1,000 personals. 100, I mean, at least 10 are going to do it. Does that make sense? You got to think long term. You might not see him do it right now, but I'm believing in Terry, Beatley, and Kenny. I know they're going to. I mean, I'm believing in people. You know, I'm not. Now I think they're already there. So I mean, I believe in them enough. But point is you're believing that business is going to flourish. You can't look at it. Oh, where is it right now? Okay, I'm giving you the long-term vision on that. But take responsibility of both your legs. Don't be thinking you're going to, mooch off your upline. Okay? Okay. Because we can see it. We can see it. All right? All right. Now, another reason for that is because by you doing that, you're putting those people down on the bottom of the leg, and all together, we're making sure and solidifying the bottom of these trees for all of us to win. Okay? Okay, we talked about breaking managers. Let's talk about objections. This is so fun. Okay? There's only 3, like if you just got in, you're going to wonder, and again, this is me because this is always how I've been. Actually, Al playing out that big cell phone was me. That's how I was, okay? I'm not a person that likes to call people or go meet somebody new. So I had to have a dream big enough to start making it happen for me, right? But I know one thing, once you start doing something, somebody had mentioned that over the weekend, it gets to be simple. There's only 3 objections you're going to have. 3. When you go to 3, it's like when you know you're going to have 3 things you need to learn in your job. Once you get it, you got it. Help me out on this. The first thing they're going to say, someone set it up here. I don't have any time. Am I right? I don't have any time. Okay, now you just got to find out, do they want more time? And you need a solution. The reason why you don't have enough time is because you make every bit of income, like everybody was saying in the professional panel, you make every bit of income for your family, and there's no money coming in except for you and your spouse, or just you that's bringing money into the household. Does that make sense? You need a way, like we got here, of people duplicating their self. Do you want more time? We're going to show you how to get more time. And as a matter of fact, I work with people that have no time, because the people with no time are the ones I'm looking for. The people that have no time are the ones that succeed because they're go-getters. Okay, I've got a lady with all the time in the world. I'm going to help you get her sponsored. Okay, she eats Doritos on the couch all day long. She's really going to be good at this. That's where a lot of people think in the beginning when they come in here, okay? I want somebody with no time because they know everybody. We're going to plug them into our system. We're going to help. I'm going to go to bat for you. I've had somebody that I helped make $10,000 a week before they engaged, and then they went on to make $20 million because we helped them to get started. We took everyone. I'm going to take all the responsibility to help them, and they went on to make $20 million. So. Point is that you're looking for, hey, if you said you didn't have any time when you first got in, hold on, think about that. The second one is, I don't have any money. That's an easy one. Are you mad or are you happy? Don't make it complicated. You're happy you don't have any money? Because you kind of sounded like you brag. I don't have any money? All right? I'm like, that's weird. You're working that hard, you got no money. Start thinking about who you're talking. Maybe you're talking to the wrong people there. Up the ante a bit. You got to start talking to people that want to make money, that have some money. Think about that. No money is easy for you to talk to those people. But if you keep telling me you got people that say they don't have any money, I can tell you're saying the wrong thing. By the way, I'm just going to throw this freebie in. If you were talking to me and you said, can you help me with these people? They're not coming on the Saturday trainings. They're not engaging. They're not coming to the convention. And everyone I talk to, all they are about where to stick the patch, or the technology or the science of the patch. I can tell from those phone calls you are not doing what I say or what Mike or Renita or Matt says. We lead with the technology and say you want to make some money. Hi, you want to feel like, I got a way to make you feel like $1 million and make $1 million on the side. If their eyes don't get big, talk to the next one. Okay? Now you put it in your own words on how you want to say it, but the point is that if you're only talking about the technology, no one's talking about the money, and that's why the company was like this for most of the time they've been in business, 20 million. Okay? So they're not, so I can tell from what you're saying from the people on your team. If they're not showing up, you're not talking about the money, because the people that want to generate income for their family want to show up. Okay? So, money is easy. You know, are you wanting to make more money? Let me show you. Would it make sense if you keep doing what you're doing for the next 5 years? After you've been doing what you're doing for 20 years, you're going to be the same as where you're at. So then you just have to help them understand, and they want to make more money. Great, let's get you started. Hey, you know what? The way I started was I prayed that my credit card went through because I had no other way. So you can never start your own business for $500. You can never, any other business, you got to go to the bank. So the cheapest cheapest way for you to get out of what your situation is, $500. Give me your credit card. Let's see if we can go through. Right? Well, we went through. Great, we're in business. I mean, most entrepreneurs, before they get started, they're going to take loans, right, Matt? Finding ways to they're risking, they're taking mortgages out on their house. We're just talking $500 more on your credit card. Think about that, right? And then the last one is, I don't want to do it. Anybody got people don't want to do it? Okay? Oh my gosh, you're going to be great at this. Because everyone that has done it in my business said they didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. Nobody wants to do it, but they want the end result. So you got to be jumping up and down if they say they don't want to do it. And they're also going to relate to all the not wanting to do it people. I want to do it. You're going to be tough. It's going to be tough for you because no one else does. So it's going to be, that's a bad attitude. Really, to me, it's tough. I'm really getting nervous. So you got nothing else to do. I'd rather have you be busy like Keston and I'm going to figure out how to get this in. But if you just jump in and say, I got nothing else to do with this, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's scaring the crap out of me. Right? Okay? So, let's do this now. There's only 3 of these. Get the house lights up if you don't mind. House lights up. Okay? Watch this. If you said to yourself, the first time anyone ever contacted you, that you didn't want to do it, stand up. Are you getting excited right now? Are you getting excited? All these people here did not want to do it. If you didn't have any money, stand up. If you didn't have any money, stay standing. Everybody stay standing. If you didn't have any money, stand up. And if you didn't have any time, stand up. Okay? All right. Is that a word picture for you? Give yourselves a hand, thank you. Right? Follow this pro strategy the guys taught you all weekend, okay? Set a goal. The way you hit 20 right, 20 left, and you got to have a weekly and a daily a weekly and a monthly goal, right? Here's what you say, okay? The weekly goal is I got to get 3 personals in every week. Now that gives you a thing to shoot for. You got to have that urgency that I am not going to put my head on the pillow without sponsoring 3 people. I'm not going to put my head on the pillow till I talk to 5 people. Okay? Come on. You got to have that kind of attitude with 5 people. Gina does it before 10 o'clock in the morning. It takes me till like 11 o'clock and she's still saying, if you talk to your 5, come on, let's go meet the manager at the hotel. He's still there. You see what I mean? So some of you ladies are going to have to take your husbands, get your pajamas off and put your clothes back on. We're going to meet somebody. Okay? Someone in the household is a bit more ambition she thinks meeting someone is like the easiest thing in the world. I'm sweating. She thinks that's strange. But you've got to each other. It's got to be a team effort. I love the fact we got a lot of couples. Hey, if you're single, you're going to be a blessing for you because you're going to meet the sharpest guy or gal in this room right here. You're going to have a blessing, right? So that's great. But if you're married, let's work together. Let's get this done. We don't have time to lose. We got to get it done like Luke was saying. Let's get it done. Make it happen. Kyle said. So now the reason why I do a monthly goal is because when you start talking to people, you could go for a whole week and you might not sponsor it. Now, you did your best. You did the revisits, follow-ups, everything, but you didn't get it. So don't get that hang up on you. What happens usually is the people you talk to this week sign up the following week or 2 weeks after. I love going to do one-on-ones or home meetings, or even an event like at a hotel, because don't hesitate doing those, because what happens is if I say to Mike, I'm coming to your house to do a home launch party, right? Launch event, I'm going to come there. He calls everyone in his phone to get there because he knows he's on the chopping block because I'm coming there, and if you don't put a bunch of people, I'm going to Keston's house. Right? And that's how I felt. I don't know how you feel. I never say to everybody, let's all go to Mike's house. Because then Mike's going to say, hey, Steve's bringing everybody to my house, so why do I need to really put the effort in, mate? So you never do that. And then you'd have nothing to do the next night because you put everybody in his house. But when I go to Mike's house, he makes those phone calls to get to his house, and he gets his people there, okay? Maybe he has 3 people, 6 people, I don't know how many, 12 people. But he made 20 calls, and he found a bunch of people. It's like, when I first called Matt, he said, I'm in. I want to come to your house to the meeting. But he said, I got something with the family, I can't make it. So then I sponsored it late. You see what I mean? Like, so you get, when you do a meeting, you end up sponsoring way more people the week or 2 after the meeting from all the phone calls they had to make to get to the people to the meeting. That's why you want to force yourself to do meetings for your team, even if they don't ask. I'm gonna pick on Kevin and Emily and Dave and Heather Warden. They didn't ask us to go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. We forced ourselves. We're coming to Tulsa, and now they're the third highest ranked. Okay, Mike said that he forced himself to Puerto Rico. They didn't ask him. I'm coming to Puerto Rico. I learned how to speak Spanish. I'm coming there. All right? And how many SPDs do you got? 7 SPDs. Now, take that to a smaller scale and do it in your local town. Create the momentum in your local town or driving within a 3-hour radius, okay? So, time, the objections is easy. The goal, so remember, what happens is you might sponsor people in the next 2 and 3 weeks to make it happen, all right? So, it's been great sharing. I'll take this information back for you. It's going to be wild. Can't wait to see you at dinner. Just getting started. Tonight is going to be incredible. The elites are going to be speaking. It's going to be wild. Can't wait to see it.
Great job, Steve.